Hey, count out to the geeks. It's Retro Ray. We're back again. This time we're here with a guest. Awesome guest. Worked on Superman. Just released her movie, Neo Dome, and she's worked on some other stuff as well. But we're gonna get in here and get her to talk about how she got into acting, then how she transitioned into directing and writing. But before we get her in, we're gonna give a quick shout out to Dragon's Den Ranch, of course. Our friends at Dragon's Den Ranch. If you collect comics, if you want to get graphic novels, if you want to play Magic, D&D, this is where you want to go. If you want to hang with friends and play some Warhammer 40K, you want to come out, and hang out here. But it's not waiting longer. Let's get her in the room. Bum, bum. We've got Bonnie
Discepolo.
Discepolo, I'm sorry. Discepolo.
It's okay.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Thank you for taking the time to come on Countdown to the Geeks.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Hello, Countdown City Geeks.
So, at what age did you know this is what you want to do? Where did you find the inspiration to say, I want to be an actor?
I asked my mom this question at some point because, she did theater. She was an artist, so I was always around it. I remember being 2 or 3 years old, and she took me to see Little Shop of Horrors, and afterwards they took me backstage and let me get inside the plant. So I think, from a very early age, I was like, oh, you can tell stories and make magic. I don't think there was really a decision. It just sort of, as soon as I was introduced to it, I thought, well, obviously this is the most fun I could have. I'm going to do this.
That is awesome. So when did you actually start going to acting school? And then when did you actually get your first role?
Yeah. I was doing it as a child, and then I went to Boston University's College of Fine Arts for acting. So, straight into that. And then I kept training before moving to New York and eventually LA. So there was never really a sort of discovery. It was sort of just this path that I was always on.
Wow. See, that's awesome. To when you find your love at that age, because there's some of us right now still at age 40, still don't know what we want to do with our lives. And,
I hear you. Well, the industry's changing so much that now I'm like, well, if they stop making movies, what do I want to do? So I'm there with you.
Well, I hope they don't, because movies has always been there for us. Me as a kid, I lived watching TV, watching movies.
Me too. But I don't know, the children, they're maybe not interested in movies. I don't know. We have to get them into the cinema.
Yeah, no, definitely the cinema is definitely where you want to go and watch this stuff. I just saw Deathstalker in the theater. It took me back to 80s nostalgia.
I haven't seen that one.
Full practicals. And this is the thing about your movies. That's why I want to talk about, about your movies as well. How did you, for one, the one I want to talk about first, well, before we get into Neo Dome, your grandma's house.
Grandma's house.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it. Okay. I want to know, how did you come up with that movie?
So my husband wrote the movie.
Okay.
I came aboard and did a sort of like notes pass and rewrite with him. But Grandma's House is his script.
Okay.
And when we were doing the Robert Rodriguez thing, it just seemed like, oh, this is a thing that we can partner on. What if we take your script and I can retool it? And he sort of gave me the freedom as the director and filmmaker to make whatever changes I had to make. So in the moment, I was rewriting, but the original script was his.
Wow. And then, you mentioned his name, of course, and I was going to eventually get there. He's from San Antonio. He's from our hometown. And I love how he always comes back here. His movies will have scenes. You could tell it's San Antonio background or Austin background. That's one thing I do love about his movies. Awesome director. How was it getting to work with Robert Rodriguez?
Robert Rodriguez is absolutely the best, most influential person in my career. I mean, obviously, with El Mariachi and his book Rebel Without a Crew, he's made a commitment to empowering everybody, that you don't have to be a part of Hollywood and just get out there and make whatever you want to make. And I think, not only has Robert been inspirational, but he has continued to be supportive in all of these years since Rebel Without a Crew and since Grandma's House. And he like will adjust and adapt with the changing film landscape and continue to be a mentor. I mean, he's always adapting. He's always embracing new technology and new ways of doing things. I think, what's so inspiring is that he's not confined by any systems. He will just, whatever he wants to do, he says, okay, here are the limitations. How can I think outside of that? How can I make it happen anyway? And I think that's very empowering and inspiring just for everybody.
So how was it like? Okay, he inspires you so when you were with him, were you
Yes.
just like just watching him, just observing, like taking
Absolutely
everything he
terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I mean, because he's huge. He's this giant man, and he's always dressed in black, and he's an icon. And so I'll be like, Robert, this question. And then he's just as nice and cool as can be, because he's also a geek, and he'll be like, oh, that's awesome. Like, what did you do there? And,
Wow.
he's incredible. But of course, because he's Robert, I'm always like, oh, Robert.
So learning from him, what have you learned since you started working with him on Grandma's House, and then
I
you worked the
mean,
Neo Dome? What did you learn?
trying to enumerate everything I've learned, I probably can't. I think the number one thing that I've learned is that, I think he already recognized a little bit of this spunk in me, but it's easy to get trained out of. It's easy to forget that it's just whatever you want to do, just do it. You don't have to get anyone's permission. Just start doing it. Go for whatever the biggest dream you have is. And whatever the restrictions are, those are the restrictions, and you do it within that framework right then and there. Get it done, and then do the next one. I think he really instilled in me and all of the other filmmakers the idea that your limitations are the place where creativity flourishes. So remember, with Grandma's House, we had a plan. I don't want to give away the twist for
Yeah, I
people
was
who
gonna
haven't
say.
seen it. We had a plan that when I was scouting the location, I saw a location that had an elevator in it. And I thought,
Wow.
well, the script doesn't have an elevator in it, but this solves so many problems that I have. And it's such an amazing set piece. Like, I can use this elevator in a bunch of creative ways that I never would have thought of. If I had been looking for the location that perfectly matched the script, I would have missed the opportunity
Wow.
to use the elevator, and it becomes this gorgeous set piece in the film. So I think that just do it. Just do it. I'm rambling.
No, no, it's the truth. And I feel, and it's funny because Robert Rodriguez and Kevin Smith at one point almost worked on Superman as well, is what
Right.
I yeah.
Right. Well, I know Kevin
So
Smith. I didn't realize Robert.
yeah, they were supposedly gonna work together at one point back in the
Do
day.
it. Wow.
Yes. And then that's the thing about, and we were talking prior to recording, Kevin Smith, without Kevin, I wouldn't be honestly be where I'm at currently today. And
Sam.
I got yeah.
He absolutely was an inspiration. You can be a kid from, the suburbs in New England and start making films, and that is a life that's possible.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the truth. I mean, and you mentioned that too. I mean, you looked at his movies as well and said, if he could do it,
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, I mean, you got a guy who does that, and you are now a a director and actor. How is it? Does it feel easier since you are from both sides of the camera? Does it make it easier because you know how to talk to the actors because you are an actor as well?
I definitely think that directing actors is easier because I'm an actor first. Having been on the other side of being directed by filmmakers who hadn't acted before, you know, they use a different language. And so just having the same language as the actors, knowing, what it means to look at a script and be vulnerable. I had an actor that I directed, and I was trying to give a note, and I said the smallest thing, and he was like, "Oh, I got it. Don't say more." And I was like,
Wow.
"Oh, that's great." We are able to communicate in a shorthand, which I think is incredibly helpful. The interesting thing is, I think being a director has made me a much better actor.
Oh wow.
That was the surprise. I was sort of like, "Oh, I'm an actor, and now I'm directing," but then the acting improved.
So after Grandma's house and getting into Neo Dome, were you more relaxed at this point when you got to direct this one?
No, no. Directing is never relaxing. There's zero relax in directing. Um, every film is like going to war. You
Oh
have
wow.
all of your plans, and then you show up on the day, and you're like, okay, nothing's going according to plan. How am I going to make this work anyway? We have this time, these restrictions. No, it's directing is it's thrilling, it's exhilarating, it's fun, it's rewarding. It is not relaxing.
Well, I mean, did some of the edge come off from when you first actually
Oh
did your
no,
first one?
it's
No?
it gets worse.
Oh, wow.
When I was first directing, I didn't know what I was doing. So I was just playing and having fun. I would be like, this is what we're going to do. Come on. Like, I'd have a crew of one other person and two other people. And, we're just somewhere. Now you have 40 people waiting for you. You have a car, you have police with permits. All of a sudden, mistakes get higher and higher. And then you have fans too. You have an audience. So, when you're making it and nobody's watching, it's just for yourself. But now I've made something, people are going to get on IMDb and they'll write a little comment.
Well, that's a good thing that you're getting the fan base now. I mean,
It's good, but it definitely doesn't make it easier or less pressure.
that is true. No, no, that is true. Well, and then one of the other questions, I mean, like I said, Rodriguez you worked with, and then you got to work with another gentleman. And it's James Gunn. How okay, first, not I guess, did you know him before you got the role for Superman or
Yes.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm friends with Jennifer Holland, and we've been friends for years. So I know James through Jen. So
Oh,
I've gotten to, know him socially first.
it's so cool because I mean, Rosenbaum talks about how he's friends with him and they have Christmas parties and stuff like that every year. Um, and it's so cool. I mean, and that's the one thing I feel that with James Gunn, he keeps his friends close. And when you bring friends that are your friends and working on movies, you're really not working because it's just hanging out with your friends and just tell them, hey, do this, do that.
It's the most fun. I mean, I think that's always the dream. That's always been my dream. I even, texted a friend this morning or last night from college. We had been joking that the retirement plan could be that we get a compound in upstate New York and we just make theater together as old ladies. And so I sent her that message this morning. I was like, we could get a compound. But I think the dream is, yeah, the exact same thing you were saying about watching Kevin Smith with Mallrats. When you're a kid, you're just playing make believe with your friends, and we want to keep doing that. So getting to do it just with bigger budgets is amazing. That is the dream.
No, it is. I mean, and that's James Gunn. I love this guy. I've never met him. I hope
Me
one day
too.
to meet him.
But you have. If you've seen his work, he puts his whole heart in it. You know, what you're seeing in Superman or Peacemaker, like, you do know James, because that's his heart.
Yeah, no, it is. Because I mean, as a comic book geek, Guardians of the Galaxy characters, if you actually read them before they changed their story arcs later on in later on in '90s, past '90s, the stories aren't the same.
Right.
Characters look completely different, and he made you care about characters that weren't big.
Yeah.
He made you care about Rocket. He made you care about Groot. I mean, these were characters that really, really were no one in the comic world, and he made people fall in love with the entire team, and that was phenomenal. Not just that, the soundtrack,
I
every
mean,
movie.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm really looking forward to like, okay, what's this next soundtrack going to be compared to as well? I mean, and
It's amazing.
well, yeah, that's the thing you was going to ask. I mean, I don't know if you could tell us, but how is it? I mean,
I feel I'm going to cover my face in case you ask me something that I can't say.
well, I mean, the music. I mean, is he a big music buff? Is that the reason why he has so much knowledge of music?
Oh, that's not a spoiler.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you listen to Superman, that punk rocker, that's
Yeah.
absolutely a music buff.
Yeah. And that's what I love about it. I mean, it's not his taste for music is there. He knows, and that's the thing, like when you edit stuff, you have to know, okay, I want to use this song here for this particular scene, but I only want to use this part of it.
Right. It's amazing.
That's genius. Like I don't know how he does it, but it's just genius. And even that one fight in Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's exactly, yeah, what I was about to say.
I mean, okay. Do you ever pick his brain on that?
I haven't, no. I mean, we have sat around and played games where everybody has to say, like, okay, you're stranded on a desert island and you can only listen to one song on repeat.
Oh wow.
What is it? So we definitely, in the group play games where we talk about music, but no, I haven't. I will. Next time I'll be like, so.
I would. That's one of the questions I would love to ask him because I'm a big music buff as well. Like I'll listen to country, I'll listen to '80s R&B, I'll listen to rap,
Yeah.
I'll listen to everything because every song is beat, every song is story,
Absolutely.
has something behind it.
I have a list in my notes app that is just songs to put in movies. And so if I hear a song that feels like it's cinematic,
wow.
I'll like add that to the list. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to use that someday.
So when did you start doing that?
Oh, that's a good question. I was working on a idea. I'm still working on it, but I was working on an idea that felt tonally, I knew what it was, but I was trying to figure out how I could teach people what the tone was. And so I started trying to put the music into the pitch and into the script so that people could understand what it felt like. Because I was like, oh, it's funny. I need you to understand the kind of funny it is. And so then when I did that, I think probably 5 years ago, I started making this list of other songs. I'm like, I don't know for what, but this is definitely a movie song.
Nice. And that's what I mean, I do that. Like I'll listen to songs and there's one song and like I'll tell my wife like, hey, if I died, that one I want you playing at my funeral. And she's like,
oh no,
why are you thinking of that? I'm like, because it's such a pretty
like I'm
song.
crafting a mood.
I listen to music when I'm driving. I like just to crack up the music and just drive and just listen. And it's just depending on my day, it may be a Limp Bizkit day. It may be it just varies on my day how I feel in the mood, and that's how I am with music as well as for movies as well. I want to put his picture up because this is such an awesome picture. How was
it? So cute.
How was it on the set that day?
I mean, I think that was when we wrapped all
Oh,
of those
wow.
pictures because we were so under embargo. We couldn't take any pictures. We couldn't do anything. So then when we wrapped and it was all done, everybody started being like, okay, celebration pictures. We did it. And so obviously wrapping the 2 weeks that we shot Luther Core was absolutely a high because we had just had 2 weeks doing this incredible thing that felt so powerful. And we sort of shot it in order. So we had just done the whole sequence with Crypto and Luther being attacked. And so
Oh.
that, I mean, quite a way to end it all.
Oh, crypto. And that's why I have the crypto in the background because he, when I saw the trailer, that seeing crypto come running, I had goosebumps. I'm a dog person, and he reminded me of our dog.
Oh, what's
So
your dog's name?
his name was Gambit. So we have two. We had
Oh,
two. He passed away.
I'm
So
sorry.
yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, that's like Gambit. But we also have one that's Harley. So she's named after Harley Quinn. He was
Cute.
named after Gambit from the X-Men. But yeah, no, that sold it. I was like, I didn't even have to see the rest. I was like, I'm done. I'm in. You take my money, please. Uh but no, and that's the thing, to hear the story behind how he decided to use the crypto dog in this series based off his personal dog.
Yeah,
That was just awesome.
you're right. What you know.
And that's the thing I was going to ask you as well was when you did, got this role for this character. For people if you don't know, she's an assistant to Lex in the big room scene. Did you already know what you were going to be portraying or what character you were doing at the time?
When we started, all I knew was that I was Lex's assistant. Um, and it wasn't until way later, after we were already shooting, that I had a name and I could look into the comics and say, oh, this is my character. So when we first started, I just made up who she was. I was like, okay, this is who I think I'm playing. I'm going to make some choices and some decisions. And then at some point, James was like, oh, you know, you're Miss Jessop, right? And I was like, I thought maybe I was, but I didn't know. Okay, amazing. Thank you.
Oh man, you were okay when you said you were filming that one whole scene.
Yes,
That whole scene, like how everything was set up, was just phenomenal. I mean, was it a one take type thing, or was it?
absolutely not. I think we shot that over 3 days.
Oh
No,
wow,
no, there was so much going on because Mr. Terrific comes in and Crypto comes in. And then we have the big speech with Superman and Lex. And then Crypto comes back. I mean, it was huge.
wow. That I mean, yeah, Crypto had me in that scene, and seeing Lex as well, he killed it as Lex. I am a
Nicholas Holt
Rosenbaum.
is a treasure.
Yes. No, and the funny thing is he came on Rosenbaum's podcast
Yes.
and talked about taking on the role as Lex. And I was just like, that is I saw him as Professor X as well, possibly, but when I was like, you know what? I can see him playing, Lex, and he killed it. I mean, there's
Great.
two levels of Lex.
It's
Like,
great.
yeah, I mean, Rosenbaum was my Lex.
Yeah.
Rosenbaum has always been my Lex. And when I saw him come on, he just took Lex to the next level where if you're a comic book reader, where Lex is really cold-hearted and I was just like, man, James Gunn hit it, the nail on the head with that.
Well, Nick, I mean, who is such a good, nice, warm, generous, kind person, um, just got inside the uh, being eaten alive by Superman. You can just feel the hatred and
Yes.
the animosity and the, I don't know what the word is, rivalry.
Yeah.
You can just feel the rivalry growing. And, that's just the first movie. And I feel like where Nick and James are going to take Lex, like he has so much room to grow into the, really iconic supervillain of the comic books. Nicholas Hoult is great.
No, he is. I mean, even when he was yelling the moves, like yeah, just the voice and tone he was presenting, I was
It's
just like,
great. It's great. I mean, he's just fully committed. I think, of all of the amazing things that James does, his casting is really just impeccable. I remember I bumped into David Cornsweet when I was at my costume fitting, and I hadn't met him yet. I hadn't seen him, and physically, it was a run-in. I was leaving the costume room, and he was walking in, and he was in the full Superman costume, and he was coming after a day of shooting to get out of costume, and I was just like, oh wow, that's Superman.
oh man. No, he portrayed the character, and that's one thing I did love about the character was, seeing his parents from, Smallville, the character that he's portraying and his parents, it's the unconditional love they gave him, knowing
Absolutely.
that he's not from Earth, and they didn't care that they know he is an alien, not just that, but they gave him unconditional love. I mean,
Yeah.
and he grew up as a normal person. He wasn't rich. He grew up like everyone else in
Yeah.
America, and I felt like and not they didn't even have to show it. You could tell his parents had him raised where you have to do chores on the farm, and it was there. It just told it to
Yeah.
you. And
He
then
just had a sense of responsibility to other people. Yeah.
yeah, it was just I was just like, wow.
It's all great.
Well, and that's what I was gonna ask you. So you filming it, that one particular scene that y'all did, and of course you were at the red carpet. Nice, beautiful dress.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Chloe Crosby styled me. The
Oh,
dress is all
nice.
her.
So getting to see it once it was done, what was your official reaction?
I I think I was speechless. I'm still I was so excited about the premiere of Superman that the excitement was bubbling over into I can't keep poise. And I ended up creating a self hypnosis for myself to try and chill the F out so that I could walk the red carpet and go to the premiere because I was like, you need to be cool. So seeing it, I have a little magnet of Grauman's Chinese Theater that's on my refrigerator that my dad bought me years ago when he came to visit Hollywood, and he was like, "Do you want anything? Like, do you want anything? What can I buy you?" And I was like, "Just this magnet from Grauman's because that feels like." Hollywood, making it in Hollywood, true Hollywood, like everything that I've always dreamed of. And so seeing Superman in Grauman's Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard as the summer blockbuster movie, everything about it is, I can't even explain how cool it is. And then seeing the film and realizing every moment of it is as good as the pieces that I got to see. Come on. It's a dream come true. Everything about the fans that we've gotten to interact with afterwards, the impact that it's had about people saying that it makes them think that kindness is the real punk rock. I mean, everything about it has just been chef's kiss.
No, I'm right there with you. I mean, even at the last part, I'm gonna be honest with you, I got teary eyed just because
Of
when they
course.
when they changed the video from his parents from Krypton to his
His
parents on the
real
farm,
parents.
yes, it was just a tearjerker for me, and I was just like, man, James knows what he's doing. He knows how to hit those buttons.
I mean, just even something as simple as giving number 4 the name Gary. It's so simple,
Yeah.
but it's so emotional and so moving.
No, it is. And that's the thing too. Like, okay, one of the things that really got me was when his dad's picking him up. It's of course at that time, I don't know if he knew he could fly yet, because of course
Yeah,
in Smallville he doesn't fly till way, way later. So him carrying him and making him like he's flying. What parent hasn't done that with their kids?
yeah.
You know, that that's where it hit me. Because my dad used to do that with me as well. So I was like, wow. But when you got to see it and then finally, the closing, everything like that, because of course when you're filming that one scene, it's CGI and maybe a ball, tennis ball or something to be somebody. um Seeing the finished product, was your mind just blown, just like everything come together?
Well, it's interesting. They actually did a lot of it practically. So they did have Mr. Terrific come smash through the window. And, a
Oh,
lot of that actually did happen in real time.
oh,
Even if it
dang.
didn't happen every time, we got to see it at least once or twice.
Oh,
So,
wow.
so there was less imagination than like doing Shazam. That was a small part, but that I fully had to imagine that there was a dragon landing and Lucy Liu was on the dragon, and none of that was happening.
So then it was, oh man, that's cool. And I love practicals, and that's the best to me. That's what Hollywood was. And I feel, CJ, they could do 50-50. It's even it's to me it's better. But I'm not going to complain. Movies are entertainment to take you away from reality, to go and enjoy on the weekend, on a Friday night, to take you away from this world, crazy world, um, and to give you hope. And that's,
Yeah.
I feel, what James Gunn did with this movie. He gave us hope that, we can't forget about that. And, with you, what inspiration have you learned from Gunn to take to your movies and directing as well?
I think, I mean, a couple of different things. One is he storyboards every single moment,
Oh, wow.
every single detail. So I think seeing him up close, realizing that, at that level, every single scene has a storyboard. I have 300 pages of that. It sort of reminded me that you keep working harder and harder. Like as the movies get bigger, so does the job.
Oh, wow.
But he also creates this environment that is so fun and so family oriented and so free. So he has that strict guideline of all of the things he has to get. And then at the same time, he'll just spontaneously say, oh, when this happens, say X, Y, and Z. And it isn't in the script. And then whoever he's talking to is just like, okay, yeah, got it, boss. And you just do that. So there's this dynamic of being over prepared, but then also free and fun enough to let the magic happen. And I think that's such a beautiful reminder of how like an ideal set is.
See, and that's the thing too. What I've heard about Kevin Smith, he's the same way. He wants it to make it fun for the actors, to
Yeah.
where they enjoy while they're there. Because
I
on his
mean,
podcast, he talks about that, and that's, I think, the work environment, having a work environment like that makes a big
absolutely.
difference.
You wake up and you can't wait to be on set all day, that it's the most fun you're going to have, and then you get to do it again.
See, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
So the other question I was going to ask, I don't know if you can answer. If you can't, don't answer. With what would happen, what we saw in Peacemaker, we saw Lex. So he needs an assistant. Is there any chance that we may see his assistant? And if you can't answer,
Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, yeah, because Peacemaker has just these last 2 episodes just rocked. Like,
Yeah,
it
I
killed.
agree. They have been so fun.
Yeah, and it is awesome to see what they. Oh man, and even that, because even James Gunn came out saying it's gonna be about an hour long. The last episode.
I know, 57 minutes. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait till Thursday.
Um, now the other question I was gonna ask, going back to Neodome, what was it the hardest thing to, or I guess hardest scene to direct for that?
Oh, that's a great question. The hardest scene to direct. I mean, I was really lucky with great actors with Neodome. I had Mike Mosley, Nicholas Logan, my father, Anthony Discepolo, and Anna Camp in a car for 3 days, and they all were just so wonderful and so good. I don't think there was anything that was hard about the actual directing. Circumstances were difficult. It was very hot.
Yeah.
We would be driving down the road toward the Neodome and have to complete an entire scene before we could turn around and come back. So timing it out, but it was,
Wow.
I mean, that was actually just a joy because everyone was so great.
It is so cool. I
Please
mean,
see Neodome.
yes, I was just gonna say because I think Grandma's House. I think one of them's available on Tubi as well right now.
Yeah, I think Grandma's House is on Tubi and iTunes.
Yeah.
Superman is obviously on HBO Max right now. Is that what we're calling it? I don't know. Is
Yeah,
it
I know.
just HBO Max?
I think
HBO Max.
so. Yeah, I think it's what we're
See,
getting
see
again.
Superman on
Yes.
HBO something.
And get the DVD, hard copies. We
Yeah,
want them to come back. We are Blu-ray. I'm still
I
physical
want the
media.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, I'm still physical media because I don't know, just having the hard
Yeah,
copy is just
yeah.
there. So whenever you want to watch it, if they tend to
You
pull
can
it
just,
off,
yep, you can
yeah.
just grab it and put it on. It's a great call.
So is there any other projects that you're working that you can tell us right now that
Yeah, I actually am in post production on a documentary about my grandfather's cousin, Enrique Santos Discepolo. He was the most famous tango composer in Argentina, and we shot for 10 days in Buenos Aires, and I'm making that right now, and it's half in Spanish, half in English, so it's this multi you know, country, multi-language, using tango to cross borders, about sort of grief and immigration. So I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to be super beautiful. I just need to finish editing it.
and that's, if people don't know, editing is not easy. I have learned that because I have to edit our interviews or my interviews. And yeah, it's not, because there's some stuff that you're like, man, it's all good, but I have to have it under this amount of time.
Yeah,
Like, what part do you cut? Like, that's the hard part as an editor, I feel, is this, because you want to keep everything and you can't.
yeah.
So, with that question about the documentary, I just want to ask, like, did you find things out about him and your family that you did not know about putting this together?
I found out so much because I grew up in Connecticut and knowing that we had all of this family in Buenos Aires, but nobody in a generation or two had been interacting. It was sort of like we knew they existed, but we didn't have a connection. So going to Buenos Aires and learning about the family and their
Wow.
cultural impact, it was beautiful because I learned so much about the family as artists. I always sort of thought I was the first one to go into cinema and storytelling, only to learn that no, I have all these second cousins who are actors and filmmakers and directors and composers, and I didn't know any of that.
Wow.
But then also the through line that even though one brother went to Argentina and one brother went to Connecticut, that the way the family talks, the way they think, the
Wow.
politics, all of that is the same, and sort of learning that you do have this sense of history and connection to the previous generations and the other lines in your family, even if you don't know it. I thought that was really meaningful.
See, that's awesome, getting to learn about your history. And I feel we should all learn about our family history. I mean, I just learned recently about that we are descendants of two families that were at the Alamo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did not know this
On
until
different
recently.
sides?
On both, well, it was both. Well, you kind of, yes, from what I've heard, it's because one married the other's son, and then out of that, my grandmother came out of them, and so one of them, I guess, like helped escort the people to Gonzales, is what I was told. I'm starting going down the rabbit hole because I'm like,
Yeah,
I
you
want to
have
know more.
to.
Yeah, I didn't know this, and my dad told us about this, and I was like, how did we not know about this? Like, but yeah, no, it's an interesting thing, and you getting to put a documentary together, that's awesome. I mean,
Thank you.
now someone else is going to know this story that could have gone lost forever,
Yeah.
and now it's
Well,
going to be able to.
in I probably can't say any of this, but whatever. I went to a place that I wasn't supposed to go to, and I shot in a place that I wasn't supposed to shoot. So I'm not going to say where
Okay,
or
okay,
when
okay. Yeah.
any of
Don't,
that
don't,
is, in case anybody from Argentina is listening. But one of the things that I felt once I got there, and I continue to feel, is that I set out to make the documentary with one thing, this idea of connecting my family and learning about it. And once I was in Buenos Aires and I was hearing the music of Enrique Santos Discepolo and meeting people, I suddenly got the sense, it's going to sound a little crazy, but it's what I feel like happened. I kind of felt like his spirit came to me
wow.
and was saying, was almost calling me to Argentina to say, I need you to tell my story. And so it's not really about me, but I feel a little haunted by him being like, you need to make
No,
sure everybody knows about me.
no, you have to. I mean, and I feel like we're all a piece of a puzzle, and we are here to fill this big puzzle, in some form, pieces here and there, and you getting into acting. I mean, it's in your blood. It's been
Yeah,
in your blood forever.
it was your very first question from the beginning, how did I
Yeah,
get here? And I was like, oh, I think I didn't. It just was part of it.
it
But
was your
my
calling.
little dog just came over. He wanted to say
Oh my
hello.
god.
He wants to say
Oh,
hi.
my wife's gonna freak out when she sees this video when I edit it.
This is Doc Holliday.
Oh, nice. So why'd you name him Doc?
Doc, because he's so handsome. He's the fastest guns in the West.
Oh, I love his ears.
He's so elegant. He seemed like Val Kilmer in Tombstone.
Oh man, yeah, we lost a legend there.
Yeah, he
Oh, that's so
was
cool.
so good.
But you know what? I want to thank you for coming on. And
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to
oh,
meet you and to talk about all of this.
yeah, no, definitely. It was definitely getting to talk about the documentary that you're gonna be putting. Now I'm looking forward to it because I
Thank
love learning
you.
about history,
And
and
music.
because
And
yes,
Argentina.
yeah, exactly. Argentina that's definitely a thing you want to learn too, because supposedly as well, my last name Terasa supposedly says it originated in Argentina.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that's what I was told, and the same thing. I'm starting to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
So
let me
yeah,
know. So let me know what you think after the 57-minute episode of Peacemaker finale, and let me know what you find out about your family in Argentina.
okay, definitely. All right, guys, thanks again for watching Countdown. This was an awesome interview, and guys, go check out Superman if you haven't watched it yet. It's on HBO. Same thing, Neodome. You could.
Currently out. We just did our theatrical run
Okay, okay, okay.
last week, so we're playing at the Mystic Film Festival this weekend. I think you might be able to get a digital pass to that, and
Okay.
then otherwise, I'll have
No,
to keep you posted when we're gonna be released.
okay. Sweet. Alrighty, guys. Thanks again. Go follow her if you want to see some cool stuff. And
Thank you so much, Raymond. Nice to meet you
peace.
all.